Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. It is Monday, July 12th, and we were all gone for a week last week, and I'm so excited to be here. This is Open-Minded Mystics. My name is Donna V, and I am your host, and I'm here with the most beautiful Tracy Locke, wearing the exact color of the font.
Can you believe it?
We
don't plan this, ladies and gentlemen. It just vibrationally happens.
Manifestation at its best. And of course, Mazzella, our mindset coach and light docent. Good evening, ladies. How are you? I missed you so much last week.
I know, it's crazy. It was only a week, but I miss seeing you girls, and I miss this program because it keeps me in line and straightened out and doing all my work and on task. So I was like, I kind of felt a little like lost. I was like, oh my goodness. But I stuck to my guns, and I did, all the things that we talked about. So I was very excited. Speaking of beauties, Mom Q's in the house.
Hi, everybody. It's starting to come in. I see the numbers coming up. If you'd like to say hello, go right ahead. Once the show starts going, I will say that we'll wait until we have some questions that we want to post. But if you want to say hi, come on over. Mazzella, look at you. You look refreshed.
I am incredibly refreshed. I've had 10 days off. 10 days without working at all. It was, well, I will not lie. I peaked a little and I spent some time on Instagram because that was fun. I just did all 10 days of fun stuff. And really, I did my work, but that's not work. That's like, I did my processes that I do to maintain joy. And I was actually able to focus on them a lot, which was really nice. And I spent a ton of time on the beach and a ton of time exercising and biking around because I went to Hilton Head, which is, if you haven't been there, I highly suggest you go. It's beautiful. There's a Spanish moss on the trees. It's just a very different place from where we live in New Jersey. It was beautiful. And it was nice to get away. And it was nice for the change of pace, to slow down and relax and reset and recharge my batteries. I feel really recharged and really grateful for the opportunity to go on the trip. So it was a really great time.
That's awesome. Howdy, Jerry Reesby, all the way from Texas. I love it.
Hi.
I know. I love howdy. Yeah, I had a week off myself. This was last year because of coming back from quarantine and our lockdown and shutdown. I didn't take my traditional week off that I take every 4th of July week. So this year I decided, okay, the universe is going to provide for me, and I'm taking off because I needed to recharge, and I definitely feel recharged. I know we will talk in a future show about one of my favorite parts was I did this amazing soul journey with Valerie from Witch's Cove. She was one of our guests. I did that. I talked to Angela Grace, and we had a really great new moon ritual night where I did some journaling. So she actually helped me out with that, like, explaining a little bit about it. And she set me up and she's like, you're going to want to get a light blue candle and do all this. And I did it. And I sat outside, even with the thunder and the lightning, and I journaled. And you know what I did? My largest accomplishment this week is I wrote most of my children's book that I've been wanting to write.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Can you give us a little insight into that? That's so exciting.
Yeah, so thank you for asking. I wrote a book. I was so inspired after I got off the phone with her, and I just sat down and I said, this what I do in the morning could be a complete children's book, because I've said it before and I'll say it again. Oh, thank you, Kelly. That's so sweet. I love that. How are you, Kelly? And it's all about the morning ritual for children. Like we talk about the morning routine, the morning rituals for adults and getting up and meditating. But what if there was a way that we could instill that in the kids? I call it mini mystics, from a young age, where, you talk about waking up with gratitude. And the book literally says, hey, story timers, it's me, Donna V. Thanks for picking up my book. And it's like, what can we, what are we grateful for this morning? And then it's a blank, and it's a workbook for kids. And I think it would be a really great way that, hi, Kathy Cousins. Yes, we're on the big screen tonight.
Oh, all right. Big time.
What's up, Christina Kimes? How are you?
Christina Kimes is in the house.
Yeah, my mom said, but first day back to work, I couldn't tune in. That's okay, because if you missed story time this morning, you could check it out on YouTube. It's there forever. But you know what? While we're promoting ourselves, I think that tonight this is like the perfect timing to talk about our sponsors, because one of the things that we love about Open-Minded Mystics is it is a collective consciousness that we are trying to raise the vibration for. And one of the ways that we're doing it is by promoting businesses, small businesses, Etsy businesses, like-minded businesses. So if you have a business that you want to promote, get in touch with me. You can do it through Instagram, or you can get in touch with Tracy or Kim. Reach out to us at Open-Minded Mystics. Actually, you can go to, we have 2 pages because we want to just take over Instagram, right?
That's right. We're not going to leave any stone unturned. So we have
no crystal
Open-Minded Mystics. And yes, no crystal unturned. The Open-Minded Mystics and Open-Minded Mystics. We're also on Facebook. We're also on YouTube, and soon to be on TikTok.
Ooh, I can't wait to one of our beautiful sponsors that we have this week, I want to introduce you to, Enchanted by Tanya. She has a 5-star Etsy review, and I loved what she has as her intro for her business so much. I copied it here, and I'm just going to read it. Bringing candles and a little magic to your life. Once upon a time, there was a girl who loved all things magical. She loved being surrounded by nature, and so she planted a garden full of flowers and herbs. And then she discovered the magic of candles, and that she could mix the flowers and the herbs within the candles, creating even more magic.
Ooh.
She is friends with Valerie from Witch's Cove, and she is offering a 10% discount with the code, all caps, Mystic10. You can find her on Instagram at Enchanted by Tanya, as well as on Etsy. And I was looking at her candles, and I will tell you, ladies, beautiful. So they're wider buckets, right?
Okay.
And they're a 2-wick candle, and they have beautiful, like some have, the flowers and the herbs, and there's glitter, and there's all like Harry Potter inspired candles. So you should check them out. Again, go over to Enchanted by Tanya on Instagram, or you can check her out on Etsy. And for a 10% discount for our Mystics, you would type in Mystics10 as your code at the end. And
I love it. I love her logo. It looks like the Sorting Hat from Harry Potter.
It does, right?
Remember when they put the hat on, it tells them what house you're in?
Do you know I've never watched Harry Potter?
Oh my God. Okay. Seriously, you cannot be on this show. Kim, if I turn to you and you tell me you've never watched okay.
So I guess
seriously, you too.
Girls' weekend.
Seriously, it's all about a wizard who gets to go to school to learn how to do all this stuff.
I keep saying I'm going to read it, but then I read a lot of like self-help kind of things, and a lot of spiritual books.
Okay, listen to me.
I don't read a lot of fiction.
You both need to read it. Here's why. I'm going to do a little Harry Potter commercial. This is why.
Okay, here we go. You should put up
on the big screen.
Okay, no. First of all, Donna, as a children's author, it is such a dynamic, incredible book. Books, all of her books are so incredible. And I don't know if you guys know the story of J.K. Rowling, but she was a single mother. She was really down on her luck. She was like down to her last bit of money. She was on unemployment, and she would go to a coffee shop and she would write this book. And she got so many rejections, and she would write this stuff on like the backs of napkins, and it just came to her, like a dream. And when you read the books and you see the movie, there's so much detail. What you will say when you read the books or watch the movies, like, I cannot believe this came from one person's mind. It's so intricate and detailed, and it's the story of a wizard and how he gets to go to school. And it's like how they learn to be wizards and all the different classes that they take, and all the different, you'll want to go to Harry Potter School of Wizardry. I'm telling you, like, after you watch the movie, you'll be like, oh my God, how do I get there? How do I get to Hogwarts? Which is the name of the school, because it is the coolest place. And it's so accepting of every different type of personality and people. And it's like a whole metaphor for life.
I'm going to finish.
You're going to love it. I can't believe you've never seen it. You'll absolutely love it.
I have focus issues. Hocus pocus focus. And the thing is I just have a hard time.
Keep your focus. This is made for kids. It moves so quickly. There's so many cool elements to it. There's magic animals in it, creatures. It's just the coolest.
The reason I haven't read it, and I love fiction, is that for like the last 10 years of my life, if I get any time, I tend to read a nonfiction book. Like I'm reading Dr. Joe Dispenza or Caroline Myss or Marianne Williamson or Dr. Deepak Chopra. So I tend to read those books. And one of the things I really learned this weekend is I can't work all the time.
Yes.
I
was just going to say that.
I got to kick back. And
you got to give your brain a chance to relax. But let me tell you what, this is such an incredible book. And Donna, I'm speaking directly to you. You need to read it and you need to watch it because it's so imaginative. And it takes you to places where you would never think you'll go. It's really, like I said, it's a metaphor for life, and it's got so many lessons within the movies and books.
Now I'm excited.
Both of you have to watch
I have
it.
a Kindle. I'll get it.
You'll love it. You won't be able to put it down. You will love it.
I have a big
Okay.
TV. I'll watch it.
Yeah, you'll love it. You'll love it.
You know what's so funny?
Great.
I say it all the time that I tend to have this thing where I don't read books. I read children's books. Like I know the longer the books are, the more I'm like, oh, I don't really think
What about Audible?
I mean, I could try it, I guess.
I love
could try it.
Audible. Well, I have a car ride every day, so I put it in the car and I listen to it on the way and then on the way back. So I get snippets of a book every day, and it's kind of fun. But unfortunately, if you looked at my Audible, you'd be like, "Relax, girl, relax." I mean,
Yeah,
I read. I mean, my whole Audible. I don't think there is one non-fiction book. Every book is nonfiction.
Yeah,
but
I do the same thing. Like when I listen to podcasts, everything's learning. I'm always learning
Yeah.
about something. But I'm telling you, this is worth it. And Donna, watch the movies. Don't even worry about reading it. I mean, the books are phenomenal, but the movies are so beautifully done, and the characters are so great, and the cinematography. Like your doors are gonna be blown.
Okay,
I have a question,
you
though.
sold me. You sold me.
Did you like the books better than the movies, or both?
I like both. I'm an avid reader. I love to read. Like that's just a huge part of my life. I read every night before I go to bed. And so I love to get away into the books.
Yeah.
But the way they did the movies, usually the books are way better than anything. But these movies are spectacular. Like the casting, everything was dead on.
I can't wait to watch it. Well, I could say this. Now speaking and going into our sponsorship more, I'm going to tell you this. The show is exciting and the book's going to be exciting that I'm writing about the show. But this is the time that we decided, as women who like to uplift other women, that why would we not actually promote ourselves? So a little self-promotion, if you don't mind. And I will start off by saying that I do a show every morning, Sunday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it is called Storytime with Donna V. And it is for the mini mystics. And it now has been, we've been putting it up on the Facebook page for open-minded mystics. But if you'd like to watch it on YouTube, you can go over to Donna V Comedy. And you'll see it says Storytime with Donna V. I'm live every day from 10 to 11. And if you are looking for something uplifting to, start your day off with, I will tell you this much. Yesterday, I had a little girl who was a guest. Her name was Mazzella. It was one of the most favorite shows I've done. And it was so sweet to actually tell stories and talk to kids and see, things change. And this is the little blurb and plug I'm going to give. I do I am statements with every day on the show. So the first half hour, for anyone that's never seen it, is all about, teaching and learning to be kind, mindful, practice healthy habits and manners. We go over the ASL alphabet. And one of the things that I do before we start to read, because I know for me, I have focus issues. So for anyone that's going into a classroom or a Zoom or a child has to sit through church, there's a way that I like to just always, focus. And it's something that I learned this from Dr. Wayne Dyer is like the one that I learned about my I am statements from, but I do it with the kids. And she was so sweet. And if you go back and you watch just that part of the video, when I said to her, come on, sit up straight. And I'm like, and I want you to say, I am, what are you? And she's like, I said, you're smart and beautiful. And she blossomed like a flower. Like when I said it to her, go, don't you feel better now? And I said, the world has enough ways of putting us down. And that is a way that you can self-talk to yourself. And if you could teach kids what we do every Monday night, and we start that from a young age, I truly do believe that we will have a lot less of problems in this world. There'll be more world healing. I am a firm believer in it. And that's my spiel, ladies, on my story time with Donna V for the mini.
And you definitely have to watch it. Donna's not going to toot her own horn as much as she should, but it's really fun. It's entertaining. It's educational. There's so much that she talks about, not just the I am statements, but about breathing and about social distance buddies and who you can hug, when the kids get lonely and, they're separate from their families. She also talks about the importance of exercise and vitamins and stretching and reading. I mean, it's so important to instill that at such a young age, because everyone knows, even Donna knows, and she'll admit this when she gets into it. When you read, especially as a kid, you can go to different worlds.
Yeah.
You know, we have the ability as adults to take ourselves where we want to go. But remember, as a kid, you don't have that ability, but you do when you read. You can go anywhere in the world through a book. So it's just so important to start the kids off early. And I just think all those things that you teach and talk about, and raising the vibration, and it's just so much fun, and it's such healthy, great stuff for the kids to watch.
Thank you. You're so sweet.
It's not a crappy cartoon where the the kids are like, you know what I mean?
Awesome.
It actually uplifts them.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I
Yes.
do. And you know what? Since
You're
I'm
the new
tooting my
Mr.
horn,
Rogers.
yeah, I know. Mrs. Rogers, and what's the other lady that we said? The Magic Garden meets, but what,
Yeah,
the one where the mirror.
Yeah.
I never remember the name of it.
I don't know who she is, but
Oh
I know
my
what you're talking
God.
about.
Oh,
I
hi,
see.
Uncle Mike.
That's so nice.
That is
The ladies
awesome.
in my office love it. We put it on while we work. That's awesome.
Oh, I
How
should
great
do
is
that.
that?
See,
See?
adults are watching it. And that's what it is too. I think that it really does speak to your inner child. And we talk about, when we talked with the Witch and the Apprentice, and I actually talked to Nan and Angie this week. And I mean, how many of us have childhood trauma from something, right? And one of the things that's really great, I think, what the show provides also is a way to zing and like go into that inner child that maybe missed, sitting and reading a book with someone, and you can just pick up on that emotionally where you left off as a kid. I think it really does speak to that part of you. So I appreciate the time slot here, ladies. And guess what? Now we have to I have to say, one of my favorite characters who I'm going to toot your horn, who is not only an amazing, funny character, knowledgeable, but a spokeswoman.
That's right. There she is, Aunt Sheila, ladies and gentlemen.
This presents Aunt Sheila Says, essential oil connoisseur, astrological aficionado, and purveyor of common sense.
Love it.
Can you please tell us a little bit about your show and your character?
Yes. Okay. So Aunt Sheila's all over the place, ladies and gentlemen. But as Donna said, she's a little bit of comedic relief in this world when things get too crazy. I think people just need to calm down and listen to like old school common sense, because it's out there, and there's a reason why it's old school, and there's a reason why it's common sense. It's because these things work. So every Friday I do with Aunt Sheila, it's called Fun Fact Friday. And she'll come on and talk about essential oils, which is what I love. I am like a huge essential oil fanatic. And we're going to have an amazing guest. Christina Cool is going to be coming on August 9th to talk to us about essential oils. But I am crazy about them, and I'm new to the essential oil world. And I'm not selling any essential oils. They work, and they have these amazing properties. And the more research I do on them, the more amazing it becomes. And so Aunt Sheila just gives a little, a bit of info for you, but does it in a funny way. Because a lot of times people get scared of things, but if it's done with humor, they're a little more open to hear it. So that's what her whole deal is. She wants to give you information, but she's going to do it in a funny way so you can actually receive it and not take yourself too seriously.
I love that. Where do people find Aunt Sheila Says? Okay,
Aunt Sheila Says is on Instagram. She's on TikTok. She's on YouTube and Facebook. So all you have to do is put in at Aunt Sheila Says, and she'll pop up to scream at you.
I love it.
And she's so much fun. I mean, I have to say, I love when I see a new video that you post, because I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see what she has to say. And you always, always, always make me laugh. She's just funny. Like, even if I love what you have to say, but also you say it's so funny, and it's perfectly said, and nothing is too heavy. It's all very fun and very light. So it's definitely worth the watch.
And it's the truth. You really do describe the oils and what they're good for.
I research it. I do because I use them for myself, and I love the results that we're getting. And there's just so many incredible properties to these oils. And it's like, holy smokes, how do we not know this? It's another thing that kids should be learning. These are alternatives to medicine. They're not anyway take the place of medicine. But as I'm doing my research, I'm realizing, all these synthetic medications that we're taking are based on plants. So they're trying to mimic what plants do. It's like, hello, we actually have the actual plants. We can just use those, but they don't make as much money. So
isn't that true?
Isn't that the truth?
So you can really learn, and you can really, I was just talking to someone the other day who has some thyroid issues, which so many women have. And she's been doing essential oils with her thyroid, And her endocrinologist is like, I don't know what you're doing, but your thyroid numbers are totally changing.
What's a good essential oil for thyroid? Do you know off the top of your head?
I don't off the top of my head. It's like it's a blend. It's
Okay,
a
that's
specific blend,
cool.
but I'll give you that information.
Yeah, I would love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I would
But her
love
numbers,
that.
her not TSA number. I think they are TSA. Whatever your numbers are for, I want to say
thyroid.
TSA, but I'm not sure that it's TSA. It's T something. For your endocrinology reports change. And that is what reflects, what's going on in your thyroid. And her numbers are totally different
That's
based on
great.
her using that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
great. I
amazing.
love it. So one more time, give it up for Aunt Sheila Says. Check it out. She's hilarious. And I love it. I love it. I love that Kim is in there clapping. Fans are so
I love her.
excited because don't you know that if you laugh, laughter elevates your vibration. And why do we want to do that? We have a life coach
Absolutely.
right here to tell us that that's what we should be doing.
Exactly. Tell us.
Exactly. Have fun. Enjoy your
Which
life.
leads me to say, check out this beautiful woman. Supercharge your relationship by mastering your mindset. Bring the spark back. Hello, look at that. Even your face, you look like you're like, oh,
I know. Boom. Come hither. That's a come hither look, Kim.
that is a come hither look.
I like it.
Can you tell us a little bit about this? I'm so excited, Kim.
I am so excited. So I have been a life coach for, I guess, 19 years now. And I've been doing this work for such a long time. But the way I used to teach in a curriculum. And it was like, great. It was always great information. And you guys took that course and really loved it. And I think that's why you called me onto your show. I love working with women, and I love having women recognize how easily they can step into their power. And so the goal is, when you change the way you think, you change the way you see the world, and you change the way you see yourself. And it isn't huge steps. It's teeny tiny little steps that you could take, and then you're at the top of the mountain and you don't even realize you got there. And so that's what I try to teach in my main course. So I have a main course. It's called Supercharge Your Life by Mastering Your Mindset, or Supercharge Your Relationship by Mastering Your Mindset. So I kind of focus on two things, because if you really have relationship issues, you can take my course, and it would be really focused on helping you find your power and your place in your relationship, and making decisions too. Because people will come to me thinking that they're going to leave their partner, and often they're surprised that it strengthens their relationship. And sometimes people come to me thinking they were going to repair their relationship and end up leaving. And I come in open-minded. I just teach you the steps that you have to follow to change because we are not taught how to make healthy relationships. Actually, what we're taught is to rob the other person of everything that we think we need, and we're both left with nothing, right? That's really how we're taught to be in relationships when we're young. So we don't know how to create healthy relationships. So because I've been studying this for such a long time, I've been really mastering my curriculum. So what I did was, in my Supercharge Your Mindset course, I took the best pieces and made the course very, very goal oriented. So it was very goal oriented. You decide what the goal is, and then we take you there in three different stages. So the first stage is really just understanding and clearing out old stuff, right? Clearing out old stuff, clearing out your chakras, realigning your energy and your power with what you want. The second stage of my course is all about being able to manage your new cleared out stuff, right? And then the third part of the course is all about really going forward. What do I want to create? Creating the life that you want through the goals that we've been setting. But I have something really exciting coming out, because that's my course is 12 weeks, and it's definitely a high-end course. I work with you one-on-one, and you have assignments every week, and it's very, very focused, and you need a lot of time and to put a lot of effort into it. It's definitely worth the time and effort. But for those of you who just want to try out my work and see what it's like, I have designed a new course that's coming out, and it should be out next Wednesday, and it is called the Rapid Relationship Repair Toolkit. And to find it, you can go to rapidrelationshiprepair.com, but that website should be active by next Wednesday. And that is 3 courses at really such a great price. So you basically work with me, and it's 28-day program for the first program. And that program is all about learning how to master your mindset and your thinking in order to take your energy back, to take your power back. So the first week is all about resetting your energy and clearing yourself. The second week is about understanding what your perceptions and judgments about are. The third week is about letting go of the things that don't really work for you. And the fourth week is about really reestablishing who you want to be. So a great thing to do would be to take that course and then to go into my long course, my one-on-one course. But I also have a series of videos that you can get. That's a second, it's like kind of a bump. It's a second course, but it's a companion. It's really the Rapid Relationship Repair Toolkit video companion that goes with the first one.
Wow.
And then finally, there is the Miraculous Manifesting Accelerator, which is awesome. It gives you the secrets of really manifesting, and it takes you through a really, really intense process of being able to manifest and create what you want. After you've cleared out your energy field, to really teaches you the ins and outs of manifesting so that you can get really clear. And then you go into what I call my manifesting accelerator, and I walk you through how to really draw things to you quickly. So all of that is being released next week. I plan on
God, that is like,
talk about it. A round of applause.
And I've rewritten Moby Dick, if anyone cares.
But if you want to, you can also join my Supercharger Mindset group if you haven't already. There's a ton of videos in there just to get to know it'll give you a taste of the things that I teach so that you can understand how I work, because my work is very much tool oriented. I am not interested in telling you a bunch of theories and then just walking away, because that's not going to help you change. And that's for me in my life, because I was so low when I started to learn these things. I didn't care about theory. I was like, if you tell me to stand on my head and I'll heal, I'll stand on my head. So I really learned what works. And so what I did with this course and the courses that I'm using is I have so many tools, and I just decided what tools are going to get you there the fastest. What tools am I going to teach you so that you can really get to that place that you want to get in your relationship, in your life? So, because life is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun, and we're not taught that. One of the things I love about A Course in Miracles is it says all the things that we think are going to cause us joy, most of those things that we're taught that are going to cause us joy, though all of those things end up really, really painful. And the things that really are going to teach us, give us joy, we don't want to do them because they feel like they're going to be work. So there's a whole part in Course in Miracles called the confusion of joy and pain. We don't understand what's going to bring us joy. And so we're taught that we have to we're taught that we have to work hard. We're taught that we have to get it in order to become joyful. We're not taught to sit and receive, to just think good thoughts about other people, to offer love to everyone that we see, to share our joy, to uplift. We're not taught any of those things. We teach that stuff. The world does, right? That's why I said the world doesn't need more work. It needs more light workers. So if you're interested in being a light worker, just go out and spread light. Everybody that you see today, just offer them a blessing of joy. Just say, I hope that you have everything that you want today. If you walk around and say to everybody in your head, please don't do it out loud, because
why not?
You can do it out loud.
But I do it out loud. Hello, everyone. Peace and love from Denver, Colorado. Listen, I got to tell you, I do. I walk around and I'm like,
we really should. You're right, Donna. We really should.
I know it sounds wackadoodle, but like I do it all the time. I'm like,
you know what I've been doing? I love doing it. It's just it's like in my nature, but I've really pushed myself to do it. Is I try to give a compliment to literally every person that I run into in a natural way. Like it was so funny. This happened the other day. I went to the dentist, right? And I went to the teller, and she was wearing
soon, Kathy.
Yes, we can. Kathy, can you fund it? Because that would be amazing.
The universe is going to fund it for us.
I'll do it every night. I'd love to do it every night. But anyway, she was wearing this mask, and it was a beautiful green color, and she had green eyes, which you guys know is so rare and beautiful. Green eyes are gorgeous. So I said to her, I go, oh my God, that mask like totally sets off your eyes. You have the most beautiful eyes. And you could just see everybody gets like taken aback. And then I said something to somebody else about their smile, blah, blah, blah. And it was the craziest thing, because I was in the bank. I'm walking out of the bank, and I'm walking to my car, and this woman pulls up. She's like driving by me. She rolls down the window, and she's like, I just have to tell you, I'm driving behind you, and your hair is so beautiful. I'm looking at your hair, and it's flowing, and I was like, when's the last time that somebody would like stop? It wasn't hitting on me. There was no kind of weird thing going on. But I was like, it's just like, it came right back to me literally within 10 minutes.
Isn't that beautiful? And that's really why it's interesting, because I have this one client, and she's really struggling. It's really hard because when real people are involved in these scenarios, it's not so easy to remember the rules, especially when it's a child and that child is suffering, right? So you have a child and the child is suffering. It's really hard to be like, well, just think happy thoughts about your kid. But honestly, if you see your child as sick, the universe will create that space. So our job with our children is, even though they're doing what my mother would call their mishigots, that's my mom's word, but it's not really, it's not.
That's a word, mishigosh. That's a word.
Even they're doing that, whatever they're doing, we've got to see them as healthy and whole in our mind. We've got to know that they're going to get through this. And we've got to know, if you are terrified that your kid's going to fall apart, you are not helping them. You are not helping them. That doesn't mean that. That's really hard for a parent to be like, oh yeah, your kid's falling apart, but you've got to know in your heart that she's going to be okay. This is when the work becomes nitty gritty. Like, you've got to really find something different to focus on. That's why today I posted, I said, sometimes you just have to stand farther back, because to get a new perspective, because sometimes when you're so in it and it's so close to you and it feels so painful, it's hard to think, how can I find a better feeling thought right now? Especially when someone's doing something that you think is so harmful to them, right? How can I find a better feeling thought? And so what you have to do is pull back as far as you can until you can find it. And so maybe that thought might be, lots of kids go through really bad things and they get better, right? She may have to pull that far back. That's where you have to start. You have to find the thought that feels real, that will bring you some peace, and then start from there, because that's what gets the ball rolling. Sometimes in the scenario of real live people, it's like, yeah, okay, that's great. Because I always say, Abraham Hicks, it's great stuff, but every once in a while you're like, you don't really. Ooh,
You just can't. You just ripped that right out of your ear.
Coming at me.
And that was Abraham Hicks going like this, but ow. See, we just elevated the vibration of the whole population. You're welcome, everyone. 10 a.m. We do it every morning. She can't even compare. She can't even compose herself. I'm telling you, because it was like watching a cat just like come like this, and like knock the earbud right out.
Exactly.
She's like, Abraham Hicks, and then
Abraham Hicks is
Esther
like,
Hicks was like,
no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Just kidding. Do you know it's so funny about Abraham Hicks? Well, I'll let him compose himself.
Let her compose herself.
Coconut Butt came to me about he goes, do you know who Abraham Hicks is? I was like, what? You're listening to Abraham Hicks now? How did that happen? I was like, yeah, remember when Donna turned me on to Abraham Hicks, and the first time I listened to Abraham Hicks, I was like, what is happening here? What is happening here? And then I started really listening to it, and I was like, okay, I see what's happening here.
Yeah. Because my practice in the morning, one of my practices was, because I always had a little bit of a struggle with, just meditation. So what I would do is every morning I'd wake up and I tell people this all the time, whatever time length I have until my alarm is supposed to go off, I would find a video that would be like that time length. And to me, it would be like a meant to be. And every single time there was a message that was applicable to something going on in my life. I didn't necessarily look for the subject matter or whatever, because I didn't want to wake fully up. And the other thing is, when you want to search for Abraham Hicks, I always put in no ads, because if you are one of those people like myself that will put in a pair of headphones and I'll lay there and listen, there's nothing like being really zen that all of a sudden, like, do you have credit karma? And it's like, I'm like, whoa, whoa.
Exactly.
That was just a little tough. But speaking of meditation, I know we're talking a lot about rejuvenation this week and what we did to rejuvenate ourselves. And I found this really cool, Nan Hufnagel from The Witch and the Apprentice actually turned me on to it's newer to me, but I know, Kim, you're on it. It's a place where you can go listen to other people talk. You don't see your face. You can get into a group, or you
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse.
Yeah.
I joined Clubhouse, and I will tell you that part of me thinks that we should try to figure out a way to be on Clubhouse. All we have to do is have the phone like open right next to us.
So what is Clubhouse?
I've listened to a bunch of things on Clubhouse. It's like people talking, just having conversations. And
it is this exact thing, but you don't see anybody. And so you put your subject matter in, and I did one of the most amazing guided meditations, and I'll have to find it by the end of the show. They pop up and they're like, oh, today we're going to do a guided meditation about I don't even know what it was about. I did it on Saturday. I was brought to tears. It was a most amazing thing about self-compassion.
Mhm.
And the name of is it Lisa Abramson? Yeah, Lisa Abramson. If anyone's watching, you go to, it's called Clubhouse.
Right.
It's an app that you can get for your phone.
Okay.
Lisa Abramson. She does 10-minute guided meditations. They pop up at different times of the day, whatever. That's just one. There are so many people that are on this. It's incredible. And I did this meditation. It was a guided meditation. And I had no idea what it was about. Again, it just like
Right.
spoke to me. And there's so many people in the room. Everybody's got a mute on. Nobody sees each other. And you're welcome. You definitely check it out. And no one sees each other. You have a little circle, like, on any of this, like your Facebook picture.
Yeah.
And I'm listening. She's doing the guided meditation. And she gets to the spot and she's like, I want you to feel the spaciousness around you. First of all, I was so distracted because with, you know how I taste food, spaciousness to me tastes like cranberry sauce. So every time she would say spaciousness, I was like, I want cranberry sauce. And my mouth was watering. I was like, this is really hard.
I finally gained composure.
And now I'm off again.
And then,
It's off the rails, ladies and gentlemen. The train is off.
I love
the
it. I
rails.
love it. And the name of the app is called Clubhouse.
Clubhouse.
Yep, Clubhouse.
You have to be you have to get approved. So you have to apply and get approved. But I don't know anybody who hasn't been approved.
Well, you know what? I
So
can
is it
invite.
like listening to radio? Is it like kind of like listening to the radio?
Yeah, it is.
I
I can
think you
invite
can-
you. I can invite whoever, because if you get invited by somebody, it's like, I'll invite you, Tracy.
Okay,
And I'll
great.
invite Madeline, and I'll invite Angela, and anybody else that wants me to invite them. I'll invite them at the end of the show, and you'll get a link in. I think I have your phone number, Madeline. I know I have Angela's, but I just want to share this. So what was amazing was she was like, I want you to feel the spaciousness around you, right? I've done
Like
lots of guided
cranberries.
meditations. One of my favorites, Kim does the one where we root our feet and stuff. Well, she said, now I want you to go inward and recognize inside you where you're experiencing that same spaciousness. So I was like, oh. And then she said, I want you to think about someone that you really love, that makes you feel so much joy. And immediately in my face popped in my daughter, Carly. And she was there as her adult self. And then she was a baby. And I started to cry. And she's like, and now I want you to take that, and I want you to put that feeling that you get into wherever you feel that spaciousness is to fill up. I had the chills. I gave myself the chills. And
That's
I will tell you,
awesome. There's so
it
many
was
great
such a
people in the world.
beautiful, beautiful meditation. Absolutely, Valerie. And it was absolutely beautiful. And then she said, and I want you to picture the way that you fill it into that space as if a drop of food coloring went into a pitcher of water. And for me, I got this beautiful rose color. And it was just like, it was a 10-minute meditation. And that was done. I did it from my house. And it was just like, wow. And I'm telling you, I had the best week off. For me, it was just like, I don't know if you were here, Valerie, when I said it. I did my soul journey with Valerie, and wow, it was
Unbelievable, right?
It was unbelievable.
I have to schedule mine, and then we'll come on, and we'll have her come on, and
And we'll have
Yeah.
her come back on. And Angela, I
Okay.
journaled because of the movie. I'm telling you, I had the best.
I just want to share something. I think
Yeah,
it
please.
is so cool that, for a long, long time, I was constantly going to the library, trying to find people like me, trying to read their books, trying to, this is we're talking 30 years ago in the library. And then I remember I went to some drumming thing. And then I went to some these things. And back then we were considered pretty, I thought, it was just me and these three people, right? and I thought we were the only one burning sage. We were the only one lighting candles with crystals and praying and turning in directions and trying all these new things, learning about chakras, and then it turns out the whole world is doing it. We just didn't know because of the internet. And what the internet has done is it made us bigger and bigger and bigger until the light workers, I'm telling you, don't worry what your government's doing. I'm telling you this, people, everybody wants to talk about what they're doing here and these awful people and this. Send them all love. Don't worry about them. The light workers are the ones who are going to balance the earth. We are the ones who are going to to raise vibration. So we can't give them any attention. And we finding each other. We're all finding each other through Clubhouse, through the internet, we were like nothing. And like three of us, and then it turns out we weren't three, we just didn't know about each other. And then there's so many more books, because we can get them. They don't have to be published by the 6 publishers that think that this book will sell. We could just go on Amazon and get any book we want, because people put their ebooks. Thank you everyone who's ever put an ebook out, just to let people know about information, and didn't go through a publisher. Because the truth is, we need each other, because we need to stop focusing on, everybody keeps saying it's so divisive, not among my friends. I just spent a weekend with people who have totally different because I'm in the middle.
Political views,
Political views. And they all loved each other. They all had a great time. Everyone that I spent the week with was like, hey, how you doing? How can I help you? How can I serve? And let me tell you something, that is the way most of the world is. And all the other stuff is just loud. I'm sorry, I'm going off on soapbox.
No, but it's so true, Kim, and it's so amazing, and it definitely needs to be said. And I learned that from traveling. You know, you hear so many things about, oh, this place is so dangerous, and this place is this, and this place is that, and religion is this, and their religion is going to be. Every time I've traveled, I've had, knock wood, I've had nothing but amazing adventures, and everybody's been so kind and so open and so loving. Right. And they're all different races, all different religions, all you name it. They couldn't be more different from me. You know, the way we look, the way we speak, the way we sound, what we eat, what we practice in religion, and they couldn't have been nicer. I've never had a situation where I went somewhere and I was like, oh God, these people are like evil and crazy. They've always been so kind and warm and loving. And that's what we need to remember, is that it is like the governments, and it's the propaganda of what all these different people in power want you to believe. But deep down inside, you know it, if you spend time with people, we're all the same. We all want the same.
I think we all know, I just have to say this because we all know that right now we are in the biggest struggle of light versus dark. I mean, it's been an ongoing thing since the beginning of time. Yeah. And I think that right now it's just like you said, because of the fact that we have the internet, we can read books that are positive more. We also have access to seeing into the negative more. So it's like what you want to see and what you want to, attract to you. So I think that if you meditate and you wish, give out, like you said, joy and gifts and the compliments and everything like into the world, and you are a beam of light that goes out into the world, I do believe that is what you are going to attract. I mean, that is the law of attraction right there. Oh my God, did you guys just see that?
Yes, what was that?
My lamp just came on.
What is going on tonight?
Oh my God, Abraham Hicks is busy tonight. What is going on, Abraham?
I mean, I have to tell you, I am definitely...
It's not on a timer?
No, it is, but I mean, come on. Do you think I timed it with that statement? I waited all night long to say it's light versus dark. Damn.
You're like, that's why you made it you big. You're like, oh wait, my light is going.
And you know what's funny? 3. The white sign says peace. So that peace is illuminated right now. And I truly, truly believe in that. And I think that we have to be the people that continue to bring peace to the world. And I mean, it just is the way it is. Oh my gosh. Wait, let's see what my cousin says. My cousin from Texas wrote, it's like when you put red ants and black ants in a jar. They get along fine, shake the jar, and they try to kill each other. Who is shaking our jar?
Yeah, that's a great
Wow, that's a great one. Ed, I was a little nervous to put your comment up there. I'm not going to lie. I love you so much, but that is brilliant. I don't know if you came up with that, but
that's really good. Well, who's shaking the jar?
Which is weird because I had that dream about the ants on my feet, and then that's so crazy that you just said that because never mind. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God, it all comes like, that's a great statement. Who is shaking the jar? Think about that, because who benefits when we are in chaos and we are in feeling of lack and feeling of like, we need to buy this, we need to buy that, we need to have this, we need to look this way. That's the only way these people can sell things. I mean, I'm not against the man. I sound like I'm going crazy, but listen to me. I'm a consumer. I buy things, but you've got to really think about why they're saying what they're saying and who benefits from what they're saying.
Right. Well, I want to say 2 things. The first is when I was I guess I was like 22 or 23. One of my first spiritual teachers was Marianne Williamson, and I talk about it all the time. I used to go to town hall and spend $10 to go see her in New York City at town hall. And it was like pretty full then. So we're talking a long time ago. And she said, if I took a beach ball and threw it out into the audience, and whoever caught it was the first person. And then I took the second beach ball and threw it out in the audience, whoever caught it, second person. And I took those two people and I made them go into a room and tell each other all their darkest fears and made them tell each other everything that they feared and everything that they loved. I promise you, by the end of 5 hours, if we put them in the room for 5 hours, those two people would come out loving each other. They just would, because into me see is how that's created. And the second thing really that I wanted to mention is that the Course in Miracles talks about this all the time, is that they call it ego versus spirit. The ego mind identifies with the body, right? And the body, if you think about what the body is, our ego mind, that part of us that thinks that we need things, that we think that we need things outside of us, that thinks that there's things out there that will make us safe, is a body, and the body can die, right? And the body does die, right? But the spirit, which is who we really are, can't die. And the spirit is where we connect. So if we have to always move above our ego and fear into that space of spirit and love. And it's not that easy, because spirit doesn't need the newest car, the newest this, the newest that. Spirit just needs to connect. And it's hard, because the world tells you that's not the truth. The world tells you need that car, you need that weight, you need that whatever. And so we come to shows like this, we do stuff like this to constantly remind. I mean, that's why I have sticky notes all around my house. I mean, I teach people to put sticky notes up because we forget, right?
Well, I have a question about that.
Yeah.
What happens when your sticky notes fall? I was telling
They
Tracy
fall all the time. I sometimes find them at work on the floor, and I'm like mortified, because I'm like, oh no.
I said to Tracy, I took pictures and I'm going to send it to you, because it was a live picture and you actually see it, because I was sticking it and it was falling. And I said to Tracy, I said, I got to ask her, what's the meaning of it falling? Is it like, should I change what it said? It just said, I'm awesome.
Maybe
Like, you don't need that one anymore.
You don't need to remember. But I will say this, when I teach it, I tell people, please change your sticky notes once a week, because and change where you put them, because you won't see it, because anything that's there for more than a week, you don't look at anymore. Isn't that sad?
Really?
Yeah, I make people, I'm always moving sticky notes around my house, and I do keep one always in my mirror. I do keep one in my mirror, and because I always look at it in the morning. That's where I do my mirror work. So, I do mirror work every day. So
that's awesome.
I will forget. I will be too tired when I get out of bed, and I'll be too tired to remember to do the thing. But I open the thing, I'm like, I got to do my mirror work. So I do it.
Great. That's awesome. That is amazing. So this has been amazing. We're not even done yet. We have 10 minutes, but wow. Rejuvenation. What did you ladies do this week, besides the obvious, that you might have done differently, that changed the way that you rejuvenated yourself?
Wait, say that again, that you might have done
What
differently?
did you do differently this week than what you do in your normal routine? What could you come up with? I've already told you what I did. I found Clubhouse. I went on my soul journey. And look, Valerie, look at what I have right here. Doesn't it look? It looks very familiar, right?
Oh, that's very cool. Yeah. What I did I talked to Donna on the full moon. She reminded me that it's a full moon and I've got to do the whole thing. So I did
new moon.
The new moon. Yeah, that's what I say. The full moon, new moon. Thank you. New moon on Monday. Anyway, I went and got the candle and I scripted, which I haven't done since I worked with Kim. Now, why I haven't done that, it's just laziness, because when I worked with Kim, I literally wrote the script, ladies and gentlemen, and the exact script happened. I mean, down to like these crazy little details. So when I wrote the script for Kim the first time, I think it was like 2 pages, because I was learning how to do it. And I was like, okay, I did it the night of the new moon with the candle going, and it's like, I think it's like 7 pages, and it was just like flowing.
Automatic writing.
I was just like,
awesome.
I don't even think I'm writing this. I think this is just crazy. I couldn't even believe it. And I let my candle burn for 24 hours, and I was like, nobody touch this. This stays in the sink. Don't blow it out. Penalty of death. So we're going to see how this script works. But I was very thrilled to to do the scripting, because I was like, why am I not doing this? It's so simple. I mean, it's not a simple thing, because you'd really have to do is sit down and take the time. But like I said, my pen was just going. And I spent more time in nature this week, which is like, I know this is a huge thing for me. I've got to get out and get into the sun as much as possible. So that's a huge one that I did this week that I love doing it. Any excuse to get outside, I'm on it, which is hard, because it's hard sometimes when you have a lot of work and you're
The
like,
balance,
okay,
yeah.
but yeah, it's very hard to balance.
Yeah.
So if you guys could just go ahead and get on YouTube and fund Open-Minded Mystics, we could be doing a show every single night for
Every
you.
night.
And then during the day, we could do trails, and we could go. We could do
Well,
nature bathing.
we're doing it.
Oh yeah, because we're going to be doing workshops soon, where we're going to
Yes.
be doing all these things, and then we'll be all together. It's going to be great.
I cannot wait.
Exciting.
I cannot wait.
What I did was, well, first place, believe it or not, what I did was I left my Course in Miracles book at home, which is kind of like, really, because I said, I'm just going to give it a break for a little bit, and I'm going to do other meditations, because I do a meditation in the morning that's always Course in Miracles based, and a meditation in the afternoon that's always chakra cleansing kind of based, right? So I said, I'm going to do totally different meditations this week. So every morning I did Abraham Hicks, like their morning meditation, which I've never really done, but it's not much of a meditation. So then, because for me, the beauty of meditation is getting really quiet and really centered and just creating space, right? So, but it was great, because Abraham Hicks morning meditation is so positive. You like are done with it and you're like, yeah, I am awesome, right? Like, you go out the day, you're like, everyone, I'm awesome, and you're awesome too, and you're awesome, and you get a car, like that. Like,
Exactly.
I love that.
You walk away and you really did, and it really set. So, and then every morning we go bike riding, which was really not anything I ever do in my daily life, which was fun. And then we would go to the beach in the afternoon, and then on the beach, it's such a great place to meditate, and I just really tried a different meditation every day, so like that was really a lot of fun. So I did do my regular, I always started with the chakra clearing, because that's, to me, like just such a staple. I don't really go days without doing that, which is, you don't even have to call it chakra clearing. You could just call it like theory, like idea clearing, connecting to my body, and just like getting connected to my body and the different parts of my body, if you don't understand what the chakras are, and just bringing in light to all 7 parts. So I did that, but then I just would listen to the ocean and just try to focus on that sound. It was so nice. It was just really so beautiful. And the other thing I did was, I didn't work. I tend to get a lot of people who will be in, have a problem, and just reach out and say, can I have 3 minutes of your time? Can I have 2 minutes of your time? And often I'll say yes, because I love most of my clients and I'm happy to help when I can. But now I say no the entire week. Guys, like I'm
That's
not
good.
But you have to do that. You have to set boundaries,
Yeah.
especially if you're going to teach boundaries.
Yeah. So I said no. And my boundaries are set prior. I'll say, if you're really in trauma and can't deal with it, you can reach out. But I said this week, no, I'm not. I'm really gonna take the week off, and I did, which was really nice, because I do feel really excited to work with all my clients again. I feel excited. I think you need that space and quietness in order to be able to take in more. So I think it was really a wonderful way to create balance.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think it's important too. I mean, I start back at work tomorrow, and I know for myself, just being able to do so much for myself this week without feeling selfish. Because I think as women, I don't know, I've only been me, but like, I think as a mom, I can say that I've definitely felt selfish for wanting to do certain things for myself. And this week I was just like, I have to do it for mental health.
Good.
I need to do it for my spirit.
Yes.
I need to do it for my soul. And it was, yeah. I really would have liked to have done more art. I didn't get down to see Dawn at her new space, because I thought I was going to be able to go today, and we would do the show from there, but she's going on vacation. So I was a little disappointed in myself for that. And I put it in my mind where I held space where I was going to go today, not knowing about vacation. But I'm not going to beat myself up. It's like, okay, I really didn't. It's funny because I feel like I didn't do a lot, but I did a lot. And I stayed in my house for most of it. And I really
But isn't that
enjoyed it.
nice when you,
Isn't that
I
nice?
think
Yeah.
sometimes that's one of the gifts from quarantine that I've gotten is that you do not need to be going full force 100 miles an hour all the time for, sometimes it's like you're busy, but you're not being productive. There's a huge difference.
Yeah.
And you have to really be able to discern that. And I think in where we live, especially on the East Coast, it's always like, what are you doing next? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? And you get caught up in that. And it's like, you know what? Nothing's happening and I'm loving it. How about that?
How about
Yeah.
that?
How about that? But we need to be strong in our conviction of saying, how about that? And not worrying about getting judged or not judging yourself
Right.
for that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Because it's like, really? You're just, what are you doing? You're not doing anything? Yeah, I'm not doing anything.
I mean, I will say that we've spoken about this and before we have and at work, and I think about that 16-week chunk of time that I had, I was in lockdown, me personally, and with so much fear. Even though I did so much fun stuff, I did the videos, I developed the story time with Donna, but I say it, I'm like, if I could only get that back, knowing that we'd be safe on the other side, and that is not disrespect, to anyone
Right.
that passed or was sick. I don't mean it in that way. I mean that lockdown period where I was in my home, and what I'm saying, all right, meaning that the universe provided, I was able to reopen. And what I went through massive changes. All of us went through some, you know what though? Not everybody did.
No.
I'll tell you a quick story. I met a client that came in and she came in to get her hair done. It was the first time in over a year. And she walked in and she was like, I'm so happy to be here. I said, how was it for you? And she said, it was great. I worked from home. Everybody in my family was well. I had a great time. Nothing really changed. How about you? And I was like, I was like, good. I was like, do I dump the dump truck on her or do I? And I said, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But then it was like the same thing that so many people say. Where is everyone? I'm like, I was like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't ask. And I was like, I didn't know because you don't think of it, right? Listen, when you grow up in a childhood of divorce, you don't think that there are people happily married, living at home, like the Seavers and stuff like that. When there are people that are in a long-term relationship, you don't think that people are going through tumultuous breakups or confusion
Right.
or whatever. You just, you don't ever see that side of it.
Right.
You see the grass is greener when you're like, oh, I wish I had it. But like sometimes you don't recognize that not everybody experiences the same things. So when she was like, no, I was fine. I was like, wow, that's lovely. But
Lucky you.
aren't you
Good for
lucky?
you.
But if I could have just gone back and had that 16 weeks off, and I treated this week with that much kindness, with that much appreciation, and I took and made it into this compact little cocoon and was like, I'm going to do anything I can that's going to bring me spiritually back to center because I was off center and I feel a lot more centered now.
I'm so happy you are.
Thank you. She's like, she's like, we were tired of hearing beep, beep, beep.
You guys have made me laugh so much tonight. I mean, so much.
Yeah, but I think it's important though to really, that's just such a great point, Donna. I think it's really important to remember to take that time for yourself and really build on yourself. Even though you can't have the 16 weeks back, you can know that we're still building slowly and there's still a lot of time left to really work on yourself. There's always going to be time to work on yourself, but to really build that in and appreciate it and be like, look, I'm like a phoenix. I've got to rebuild, but I've got to take that time and focus on myself. I think that's super important.
That's amazing. You know what time it is, right, ladies?
It's reading angel cards. It's reading angel cards. It's reading angel cards.
That's right. So excited. Yes, it is the time. And I wanted to go to my favorite spiritual shop and get some new cards. I didn't, but I also love the simplicity of these. No, I wanted to try some different decks. What do you like?
I love how you're like, I want to go to my favorite spiritual card and buy, but I didn't. It's just funny. It's like giving someone directions. You know, when you get to that red house, don't turn there. Like, you know, those people? I hate that. Anyway.
I love that, actually. I'm one of those people.
Oh.
I'll definitely be like, okay, so you see that Dairy Queen? If you pass it, get me an ice cream and then turn back around. Turn back around.
Exactly.
And then I'll give you the rest of the directions. All
Only
right, who
for
wants
it
to go
coon.
first, ladies?
I will.
Okay, so
I have
these
a
are
question in my head.
Bella. She's got a question. Anyone that is really feeling Kim's energy tonight and you want to also have her cards, then do it.
Stop. Yeah.
Okay, here we
It's
go.
gonna be good. Good.
Oh, it's going to be great. First card up. We've got Miracle.
I will take them. Yes, I will. I will take them.
I love how I feel like a game show hostess every time this happens. I'm like, and then it's like I'm bringing it up. I'm like, so Kim, you've gotten Miracle. Like, yeah.
No, it's miracles.
Ooh, she's going with Kim tonight. And
Woo-hoo.
yeah.
Need miracles. Go ahead.
And the bottom card, answered prayer.
Oh my gosh. Woohoo. Woohoo.
I love it.
I'm a winner chicken dinner.
You are a winner.
Yahoo!
That's amazing. Tracy Locke, it is your turn.
All right.
I'm going to focus in, bring your energy in, and you tell me when.
And stop.
Okay.
I saw that when I opened, Tracy.
I know. Well,
Oh, nice. You guys are both so silly. I love it. We've got body care.
Ooh.
body
That's a new one.
Body care.
Body care. I like she's writing it down.
Gotta remember that.
And listening.
Ooh.
Listening. I love that.
Listen to your body.
Ooh.
Yep.
That's pretty exciting.
That is pretty exciting.
Yes. I
love you, Donna.
love you too. I'm so happy to have you guys back.
Me too. It's a long time to be apart.
Yep. It's like,
It really is. Okay. Okay. I'm so excited.
she's like, here we go.
First card up. Manifestation.
Oh.
You know that's true. The second card is power.
Nice.
Power.
Powerful
Manifesting
card.
with power.
Yeah.
Manifest that power. Use that power to manifest. That's what I got out of that
I'm
message from you.
ready. I am ready.
We
Ladies,
are ready.
this has been an incredible show. I really enjoyed it. I'm so excited. I hope everyone here enjoyed it. Thank you for being here, for commenting, for watching. You can check us out. You can like us and share us. And woo, Valerie was with my energy tonight. That's right, Valerie.
And work it.
I know. I'm feeling the eye of the tiger, you guys. So I'm so excited. And I can't wait to be back next week. So if you would like to be a guest on Open-Minded Mystics, you can contact us at openmindedmystics@gmail.com or through any one of our socials, which would be Open-Minded Mystics or The Open-Minded Mystics. That'd be great. You can also check us out on Facebook. Message us any way you want. You could send us a message this way. I will be sending out the invites to, what is it called again?
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse. I don't know where Sandbox came from.
I don't either.
That's a good app. I like that for kids. Write it down.
Okay, I'm gonna
It's probably out there.
Well, thanks.
Write it down.
It's
It's a positive energy. You better turn up your Abraham Hicks. It's already been done.
Welcome. Mike High City says good night and good luck. Oh, the Mile High. I'm like the Mike High City. If there's a lot of Mikes, let us know. That'd be great. Thank you so much for watching. This is Open-Minded Mystic. I'm Donna V. This is Kim Mazzella and Tracy Locke. Wishing you a good and a namaste.